on the wartime sex slavery
of Japan's wartime sexual
Japan's sexual enslavement of Korean women.
and
We're hearing today that the Japanese government has started
legal protection from removal.
There are more than 100,000 to 200,000 women who were sexually abused by the Japanese military during World War II. The survivors of the atrocity, aged only between 12 to 17 when forced into being sex slaves at that period, are now called comfort women. Having nearly 70 years have passed from the time, the survivors are now mostly in their 90s, not to mention many of them have already passed away. Despite being a clear catastrophe and the brutal violation of even the most fundamental human rights, the Japanese government continued to not only deny and ignore this issue, but also neglect any and all acknowledgement of the crime and compensation. Various organizations work globally to bring about international scrutiny regarding this issue to help the victims in need and to demand the righteous atonement of the Japanese. In doing so, the comfort women statues have been established in many countries including South Korea, USA and Canada to raise the awareness of this issue and gather global attention. My journey with the Friends of Comfort Women in Sydney has begun on 12th of March. On 12th of March in 2016 was International Women's Day, where many participants from different countries were dressed up and walked towards the Hyde Park along many streets to represent their own regards concerning various women's rights issues. I also participated this day to represent the Korean comfort women who had been forced into sexual slavery by the Japanese government during World War II. I dressed up as a comfort woman, as a statue to be more exact. The event was an opportunity for me to really empathize with the issue on a deeper emotional level. This was the first step of my journey. I came to understand that raising awareness on this issue was crucial. It was a hidden part of the history that not many were familiar with. Throughout several street exhibitions around Sydney, including the Opera House, Chatswood, Darling Harbour and QBB, I was able to expose this issue to a number of people who, to my surprising, were very interested. On 6th of July 2016, I decided to participate in the Wednesday demonstration, a protest that started all the way back in 1992, which is held every Wednesday in front of the Japanese Embassy of Seoul, demanding the restorations of dignity and human rights of comfort women. To see the survivors and the actual statues with my very two eyes, I stood up speechless. As I stood amongst the crowd, as I heard the passionate voices, and as I spoke in represent of Sydney, a fire ignited within my heart once again. To bring the statues to Sydney, to claim the right they were deprived of, and to bring justice. Now that I have set my eyes on bringing the statues to Sydney, I have to figure out the logistics on how we would make this happen. The greatest obstacle being financial issue, we decided to ask for help from the local Korean communities, as seen from the cases of Canada or the States. Luckily, the mayor of Seongnam City, Mr. Jae-myung Lee, was willing to offer a hand. He arrived to Sydney shortly after the phone call on the 3rd of August 2016. Through a speech at the University of Sydney, he successfully gathered the attention of the local Koreans in Sydney. With numerous donations, financial aids from the city of Seongnam and the support of other companies, we brought the statue to life here in Sydney. The 6th of August 2016 was an unforgettable day of my life. With a number of performances, we unveiled the statues, the first ever to be established in the Southern Hemisphere. What was most surprising was the attention we gathered on this day. Having Linda Rennie, the first Aboriginal woman to serve in the House of Representatives, Bill Cruz, the Minister of Ashfield Uniting Church, Mayor of Seongnam City, Jae-myung Lee, the daughter of the young Ruth Owen, who is the only survivor in Australia, and Korean survivor Won Gil. The unveiling ceremony meant more than just establishing the monuments of comfort women in Sydney. It was a historic commitment that would be remembered. Although the statue has been successfully established in Ashfield Uniting Church in Sydney, there was a little attention of comfort women issue. To raise this awareness, I decided to announce the issue of comfort women through media. I interviewed a few people who have participated on the unveiling ceremony on 20th of June in 2017. A year after having the Comfort Women statue in Sydney, we decided to celebrate the first anniversary of this establishment. Since the monument was located at the back of the Uniting Church in Ashfield, many civil crews wishes to reallocate the statues to the front of the church as it would be more exposed. On 5th of August in 2017, we had Korean Faith musical concert in Ashfield Uniting Church and raised 10,000 for better environment for this statue. I would say without doubt the past year and the experience it has given and changed me for good. I was motivated more than ever to help those in need and to clarify our history for justice. As a future educator, I personally relate and identify with this issue of correcting the history for our future generation. We all have fire in our hearts. What's yours?